Productions.
What's going on, YouTube? This your boy D Gray, one half of Beast Mode Productions, here with a sort of, I guess, off the subject tutorial. I guess I'm gonna give like a rendering tutorial at the end out of After Effects, but pretty much I'm just showing what I use to make the beginning intro to this video that you're watching right now. Yes, I made it myself. But pretty much I started making a logo in Adobe Illustrator, but I ended up stopping because I wanted to finish adding more stuff to it. So I just paused with the Illustrator file and I went on ahead and went into Cinema 4D. Now with Cinema 4D, you can create text logos inside Cinema 4D alone. Only time for me, the only time I would use Illustrator before using Cinema 4D, as far as exporting the file out of Illustrator then dragging it into Cinema 4D, would be if I'm making a logo that included text or some design around the text for the main part. Like as you can see this logo right here in the background on my desktop, I would make something like this in Illustrator as far as the background portion. I'll make the background portion in Illustrator. I will make the SKS, something on serious, in Cinema 4D and combine the two together. Okay, so let's get into it. But yeah, I use Cinema 4D to start off with. It's right here. And as you can see, it started pretty basic. I think I got pictures. It started off pretty much like this, with just the text. So then, end up getting to work on it. I'm gonna turn my camera off. And for those who haven't used Cinema 4D, it's easy. Like you can see the simple layout. Like everything is easy, man. You can figure this stuff out on your own. Just like I figured out FL Studio on my own, or Fruity Loops, whatever you want to call it. Okay. But see, without my camera, you can see the whole thing. But I'm gonna play it. It's not gonna play the actual video. As far as the flares, you see the flares and everything. And the way I broke up everything, I pretty much used the MoGraph. I used Fracture. Oh, what else? It took me a while. I'll tell you right here. I used the fractures for one of my explosions. For your explosions, you can get them from over here. I remember. Yeah, right here. And you see, you got Explosion FX over there. That's what I use. Yeah, once I figured out what I wanted to do in here, pretty much made everything easier. Made the whole video in here pretty much. I'm gonna put the camera right here so you can see how it looks with the cameras on. Well, that's the camera. It's close up, then I move it around. It comes around the letter. Oh, boom. Boom. See my little three little flares back there. It ain't doing no work right now. I'm about to put that thing to work though. Then I could go right here so you can see what it looks like. Now we're up out of there. Okay, so what I did after this, I exported this as a movie file. So I can drag into Adobe After Effects. And the reason I did that is so I can add the sound to it. I wanted to fade in and fade out the whole video. So once we got in After Effects, boom, you got up in there. The way to get your files in here, you want to, once you open up After Effects, you want to go to composition, new composition, my bad, new composition, and it's going to create a new composition, and then you want to import files. So you want to go to File, Import, select the files you want to import it. It's going to put them over here. And once you got all your files right here for your composition, what you want to do is start dragging them down here as far as which way you want to layer them or whatnot. That's all up to you. But, you know, I put my movie file first. Got that up in there. Then I had another sound. I'll go through that in a minute. The Evil Crack, Swoosh, all this. All these right here, I got like a, I think it's like a bundle pack. I forgot what it was called. It's been a while, but I got it from videocopilot.net. Pretty much all the plugins and stuff they have for After Effects, I've had them for a while because I was in school with Full Sail for web design, and I started trying to get into doing actual videos and movies and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's where I got these sounds from. It's like real HD sounds. And okay, so I got my video right here. Now you notice when I play it, I'll give y'all some little hints while I'm going at it. You don't hear any sounds at all. And the reason you don't hear any sounds is because in order for you to hear the sound, the actual sounds that you put over here, you need to click this play button, which is the RAM preview. That allows you to see the video in real time and hear it in real time. So what you heard at the beginning was this right here. At the beginning of this tutorial video, I guess, if that's so that's that. Now the sound I had previous to it, I did two videos, but I ain't like this one. So I'm not using this one, sticking with this one. And also, if you want to edit the sound in here, you can. All you gotta do is hit the drop down button, hit the audio, and you can actually view the waveform. Boom. Okay. Well, I'm not using this one. So there it is. You just have to play with it. That's pretty much it. I exported everything or rendered out of After Effects, and I'll show you how I rendered quickly out of After Effects. There's two things you could do to, you know, I'm pretty sure there's other ways to get your videos to render quickly, but I know a lot of people have issues when they render. It takes forever and a day to render. But there's ways around it and still get good quality. First off, when you go to render, this is going to be all the way over here. Your work area end is going to be all the way over here. You want to make sure you drag that all the way to the end of your composition or your video, because if you leave it all the way over here, it's going to render everything on here. So pretty much it's like extra playtime, like you listening to a song and somebody recorded the song, and when they bounced the song out of Pro Tools, they set the master fader all the way over here. That's pretty much what it's doing in After Effects. So I'm gonna bring this over here. Bring it to the end of your composition, or just a little bit past it. Once you get it right there, Next thing you want to do, notice if you go to After Effects and you go to Preferences and go to General, these are the only options you have. Pay attention to right here, because we're going to make something pop up. So what you want to do is hold Shift, click on After Effects. All the time you go hold Shift. Go to Preferences, click on General, and now you got the secret option. Now with the secret option, you want to make sure you have this checked. Disable layer cache. Once you got that checked, boom, hit OK. That's one thing to speed up the process. Next thing, when you go to render, you know, composition, you'll click on add to render queue. Once you click on add to render queue, it's gonna come right here. Here's your render queue. These two are the other 2 times. Remember I told you I did one video and I didn't like that sound, and I changed it. These are the 2. So that's the first one I didn't like, and then that's the second one I stuck with. Here's the third one that I use pretty much for you guys. So once you got that, you want to go ahead to output module. I'm going to click on based on lossless. You want to make sure this is a QuickTime movie. These 2 are checked. Leave this as none. Go to format options. And I always use ping. I don't use the animation thing. I got an animation option, which probably is going to be your default one when you can click in here. But I use ping. Frames per second, 29.97. This option. You want to make sure this says millions of colors plus. Make sure this is at best. Boom. You gotta hit OK. And let me also note, where it says frames per second, I really don't touch that. I leave that alone. That'll pretty much do it itself. And then you want to come down here. You want to click on audio output. This will not be checked when you go to this. Make sure you click on this. If you don't, when you render your video, you will have no sound at all. So if you're wondering why you don't have any sound because you've rendered your video, this is the reason. 99.9% of the time, this is the reason. Make sure you have it checked. And I leave this alone. I don't go to format options and none of that. Leave that as is. Hit OK. Then this option right here, I'm gonna click on not yet specified. And pretty much your output tool is where you want to save your video. I want to save it on desktop. Save it on desktop. Now I'm not gonna render it again. I already got it done. I don't know if it's gonna slow down this screen recording. So once you get that set up, all you're gonna do is click on render. Once you click on render, it's gonna start spinning through, cycling through the frames right here in your composition. What I mean by cycling through the frames, as soon as you click render, you're gonna start seeing your video going slowly in here, in this area. And that's another reason why it slows down your render process. And once it starts doing that, it's going every frame and slowing down your rendering process. So in order, if you don't want to see this thing going through your whole video very slow, you can stop it. Pretty much pause this, and the rendering will still continue while this is paused. So that's another way to speed up the process of rendering. And in order for you to pause this area right here, once you click render and you see this thing start going slow, you want to hit the caps lock button. Once you hit the caps lock button, it will pause this. It won't pause the rendering, it will pause this composition, showing you the video frame by frame as it's rendered. Well, that's pretty much it. If y'all have any other questions that I can help you out with, you know, I try and do my best. And hope y'all enjoyed it, learned something, and have a great day.
Beast Mode Productions.